growing up, I didn't realize what a scientist would look like. I didn't always expect for someone like me to become a scientist or my surroundings because it's not well talked about. And I really, really enjoy the fact that you mentioned that. So along those lines, what would be your advice to emerging global leaders, like the McDonnell scholars, for instance, or anyone around the world who's watching this? What is your advice to kind of get kickstarted on building like a diverse research environment?
Well, we need two things. One, support from our institutions, right? As individuals, what I believe that we need a dream, right? And a dream that will come true, right? And make sure that those dreams, like the one you had, like becoming a researcher, that's possible, right? That's feasible, right? So it's a dream one way or shy, but it will become true. And the institutions need to be aware of that and provide the resources needed, right? Provide support for diverse community, provide access for training, right? The work that the McDonnell Academy do, bringing people to be trained at WashU and then get back and create capacity building, that's unique. That's what we need, because we are training the next generation of leaders in different countries, right? So that's key, I think, to have a more diverse pipeline in terms of the research.
I'm a McDonnell scholar aspiring to be a leader in the future in my area and in general. So as a leader yourself, what are the pieces of advice that you can give me for me to be a better leader in the future?
Sure. So, I think about people who lead really big organizations. Well, there are lots of different theories about leadership or approaches. One that is attractive to me is called interactive leadership, and it's trying to think about leaders setting a vision that is often co-created with members of, what might be their community or their stakeholders. And that vision is not something that's going to be executed by a leader. It's not what a leader does, but what a leader helps to support it happening. And so I don't believe a command and control approach is really contemporary leadership, but rather one that inspires and supports individuals to be able to support that vision. And so as you're kind of embarking on your career, one of the things that I challenge you is to burst the balloon of possibility. And these things that happen today, life is fragile, the world is fragile. It's not necessarily going to continue in a particular way. And it requires leaders like you to be able to get in there, be humble, get your hands dirty, kind of roll up your sleeves, so to speak, and work. But to be imaginative, to be positive about the world, because that's why we do most of the things that we do, because we think we can contribute in a positive way. If we were pessimistic, we just sit on the couch. So,
Exactly.
I'm so excited that, you're part of this cohort of amazing leaders, and the world needs you, Ted. Like, we need you, right? Because who's going to be there if not leaders for you and generations to come? So, so glad that you're part of it.
What are your advice for emerging global leaders for the McDonnell Academy? Emerging leaders.
I think they should respect independence of academy, scholarly work. Leaders should not impose their personal political agenda on independent thought, independent thinking. This is actually what has been going on in my country and also in where I work at the university. So I see more and more how if academia is not independent, you cannot produce science. So for science to flourish, you need independent, free academician scientists to work on these world matters that are very important.